Greetings, science fiction and fantasy enthusiasts. You're listening to No Deodorant in Outer Space. Now, let's get started.
Hey, welcome to yet another preview for yet another podcast of No Deodorant in Outer Space. This is your ever-friendly and effervescent co-host Dave Wilkinson with our good friend John Doyle.
Hey there, how are you?
I assume they're good, and I'm good as well. It's late at night for me, not as late for you. We both have young daughters, and we're both being tormented by Ryan O'Reilly into doing this preview. But it's going to be worth it. I think this is going to be a pretty good podcast. We're doing 1984 by George Orwell.
Yeah, I'm excited about it. I'm a huge fan of this novel. I actually had forgotten about it, but I'm glad Ryan invited me back to the show.
Yeah, I think it's one of the most well-written books, and I think it's going to be a pretty lively podcast because I can kind of guess how Rick's going to come down on this. My view is I think 1984 isn't a warning of future aggression of governments, but more of a warning of the current state of government, and I thought it was a powerful piece when it was written, but I think it's more metaphorical than literal, but it's one of my favorite books, so I'm looking forward to talking about it. And I heard you guys saw a play of it recently in Chicago.
Yeah, I was actually excited, too, about the fact that Ryan told me about it, because I even mentioned to him that, the Steppenwolf Theater had an adaptation of the book. I guess it's adapted by Andrew White and was directed by Haley Gordon. I don't know either of those individuals, but I guess we'll probably get into a little bit of that at the show. But I went with my wife and Ryan and Rick, and we had a nice time. It was a interesting take on the book, and we'll get into it. Obviously, the differences, I'm sure, between that and then I don't know if you checked out either of the movies, but there's the 1984 version of the movie, and then there's the 1956 version of the movie.
I haven't seen the 1956 version. I have seen the 1984 version with John Hurt, which I gotta watch the 56 version, I think, before the podcast.
Yeah, I have to say it's going to be interesting to see what you guys think about the difference, the different versions. And there's a nice tidbit I think that was brought up I wouldn't have even thought of, but we'll get into it. But a specific something that happens in the book that did not happen in either the play nor either of the movie adaptations. But you're gonna have to wait until the actual episode for us to talk about it.
Well, and I think I know what you're talking about, but I haven't seen the play. But I know there's a few things not in the movie that I've seen. Now, speaking of movies, you're in a rock and roll band.
I am indeed, and we're I Decline is the name of the band, and you can check out our website at www.i-decline.com. We're going to be playing a show coming up pretty soon, actually, by the time you hear this, in about a week, on Sunday, December 27th, 2015. We're playing at Reggie's Music Joint in Chicago on 2105 South State Street, and it's going to be a pretty big event. We've got a lot planned for it. We're going to be playing our Epic Galaxies concept record, which we've been working on in the studio. It's not done yet, but we're going to premiere it live for the first time in its entirety.
Wow.
Yeah, we're excited about that.
That's amazing.
Yeah, it's going to be cool. We've got some psychedelic visuals that I put together over the past few months. We'll be projecting behind us, and there's also going to be we're playing with three other bands that we've known throughout the years. Bury the Machines, they're going to be doing their record release. Of Wolves and Mangy, who haven't played in 7 years, so I think it's going to be a pretty good show.
Sounds great. No, I've seen you guys play, I think twice, if not three times, at Reggie's, and I like that venue, and you must like it too because you're playing a lot of shows there.
Yeah, it's a cool vibe. The venue is cool. It's really rock and roll. The people that work there, they're all rock and roll. It's not just a typical bar or club. Everybody that's there really digs music. They always have really good bands. Yeah. People go there just not for the sake to see a specific band. They just go there because it's a great venue.
Well, it's like you said. Yeah, I think it's got a bar with food. It's got the concert place, and there's a record store T-shirt shop as well, too. It's
like a total old school head shop that you don't see those stores anymore. And you go in there, they've got everything. They've got like the T-shirts, the posters, everything. It's a pretty cool shop. And actually, even if you go upstairs, there's a little bar upstairs too that they do barbecues on the roof of the venue. It's pretty cool.
It is. It's a great venue. It's got more of a homey vibe than the Metro, where I've seen you guys play a few shows too, where you just can go there and have a PBR, and that's about it. Hey, so I can't go to the show most likely because it's like a couple days after Christmas, and I live in Michigan, and I'd like to go. Probably can't. Is there any chance you guys could do like a live? I don't know, not podcast of it, but what's the Periscope?
We're planning on filming it for sure. We've got a really good high def camera. We're hoping to get maybe a couple of different cameramen to shoot this. And Reggie's, the nice thing about every time we play there is that they have full recording capabilities. So we've recorded a couple of shows. That's another reason why we like playing there, is because we're able to get multi-track recordings of the show. So we're probably going to record it as well. Especially since it's going to be so much visually to see, with the psychedelic stuff we're going to be doing and whatnot. But yeah, we're planning on filming it for sure. But hey, awesome. It'd be cool if you could come down, man.
I should. Dustin lives like a mile from me. Maybe I can catch a ride.
Yeah,
he's in Michigan too. But very much like Big Brother, there'll be cameras everywhere, and we're only about a minute over our length here. So Ryan's, there's two of us. We can talk a little bit more. Is there anything else we got to get in here for this action-packed end-of-year podcast?
No, I think it's something to definitely, put on your books. I think this is going to be a fun podcast. This book it's more than just a sci-fi book. It certainly is sci-fi and it's certainly fantasy, but it's got a lot of really politically charged themes in it that I think, especially with everything that's going on in the world today, it's very relevant, and people, like they mentioned it even at the theater when we went to see it, it's something that you got to watch it or read it once every 10 years because it really still feels like it's relevant. So,
well, and again, people love saying about this book. It'll be fun to get into the podcast because, I think it's a really well-written book, but I think it's very an attuned view of human nature, and I think it's more of a contemporary book than one looking forward to the future, but we can argue about that in a few weeks, and we will. It'll be fun.
Absolutely.
For more information on the topics discussed in this episode, or to read our show notes and find us on social media, visit nodeodorant.com. Thanks for listening to our show, and always remember, there is no deodorant in outer space.